All right, abusua yin channel yen san so mo akwa be me channel so I had as why be media jecha abusua be so wa say enen dey come ni channel so ni dey kwan so abusua e be so wa so be subscribe dey my YouTube channel be notification bell no so for more podcast updates abusua for e ade akanadi akoprekon Agyapong yes ye papa finally papa atumi che say we break silence papa adi nkomo me mpesa me kasa bo no pese ye ko na ekotie nkomo a ye papa abusua wadi after say Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia etumi ewini presidential primary say waba beye NPP omo on their presidential ticket no ono sorry Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia na eba for election 2028 against obia other political parties no ebeyi omo ede aba abusu we dey ma meka se wan pese connect nkomo no man kase nchirem ha eda so aye be media ji body aso be subscribe ede ama your YouTube channel.
Horse race or one that would be a one touch. Guess what? Stay with us because we're going to cross the finishing line with you. This is the last lap of the coverage here on your election command center. And stay with us as well because today the man of the moment is with us. Would it be the pollsters, the pastors, or the tricksters? Tonight we'll tell you whose word would you believe. My name is Alfred Akansi. Welcome. I'm here with
I'm Joseph Akable, and Alfred, there's a lot to talk about. I mean, interesting analysis. For now, the numbers are pointing to a single direction, but there's a lot more to do in terms of the analysis. What we are going to do is that we are waiting for the certified numbers, because that will give us the actual percentages. And what we will do with those percentages is to put side by side in terms of how things have been in previous elections for other flag bearers of the new support within the NPP. This is very important because this will enable us to know the extent to which he wields the control of the party. Because this contest, many have said, it has to do with who will manage the affairs of the party, Alfred.
Well, wonderful, and that's exactly what we're going to be doing. The trends tell a story, and that's exactly the emphasis we're going to be putting to how everything is shaping up going into the last lap of our coverage. Kemini Amano is seated at the high table with the men.
Indeed, I am, Alfred, and I like how you put it. You say what? Pollsters, tricksters, and who?
And the pastors.
And
so, is it going to be the voice of God? Or the voice of the people.
Or the voice of the people.
We'll look at that. The voice of God.
A really important question you put out there, because not only were the research predictions very rife in the lead up to the flag bearer race, but also the prophetic predictions were also very, very rife. And so, brilliant question, whether or not it will be a thing of the voice of God or the voice of the people. I don't know how the very spiritual people would take that, but it's where we are today, right? But your tag team is here. We will bring you up to the second updates of event happening on the ground, because we need to know as well where this country is headed, where the NPP in particular is headed. Alfred, we're going somewhere?
Great. We're crossing over right now. Ken Agyapong is speaking. Let's hear him.
What I want to say again is that do not use this against anybody in the party. Once they have decided, let's all come together as party members and work together. You should all relax. You should all relax. I know we have 3 years to go. Who knows what will happen? So I want you to be patient. Don't say that no can, no vote. So if it had been Ken, what would other contestants, supporters have said? Oh yes. So no can, no vote should be out. Let's come together as one people. But at an appropriate time, you see how things unfold. Don't worry. God will take care of you. God will take care of you. He knows today was going to come. We didn't know, but God that created us knew today will definitely come to pass. We have experienced that in 2023. So today is no different. So I'm begging you, stay calm. There is a lot of food. Go in there, eat. We have champagne, wine, beer. Eat what you can eat. And let's see what tomorrow has for us. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you. Congratulations.
And so that was the aspirant, Ken Agyapong, just addressing the media. And this is more like an early conceal of defeat. And he just advised supporters not to go with the mantra that no Ken, not vote. They should only rally their support behind who is going to be victor. That's Dr. Bawumia, looking at the votes that have come in. And so let's support Bawumia according to him and make sure the party restores power back to the MPP come 2028. But I wish we could actually speak to some of the supporters who are here in their numbers. The mood actually is not a good one. It has really changed because they were very expectant of victory for their very candidate. And let me just pick some few thoughts from them. Madam, I saw you in the morning. You are live on TV3. I know your mood has actually changed. Tell me, how painful is
the region that we saw? Adaklo, for instance, he won that constituency with a very interesting margin. This is a man who has not been making so much of the frontal politics. You heard him a few times coming to make some jabs, but he's always talked about a submarine approach, putting himself up as the unifier. Somebody that the party needs if they're talking about unity going into 2028. Mosadanko had established earlier, Joseph, that if Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia would make an impact in 2028, he needs Dr. Brian Agyapong in his team.
Absolutely.
And it appears there's some legitimacy to that proposal by Mosadanko, is it not?
I mean, definitely. And when we put the numbers within the context of the historical figures, it comes back to the point that it does appear that Dr. Bawumia will need to do a bit more to get a control of the New Patriotic Party. The reason being that, and I like how Kemini quickly looked at the numbers and made a point that, well, would you say it's a two-horse race necessarily? We have some figures that we'll be showing you quite shortly, and you will see quite clearly that that's quite an impressive showing put out by Dr. Brian Agyapong. There's a comment that Ken Agyapong makes where he says that in the coming days, we'll see how things will unfold. I mean, I don't know what you are reading into that. And particularly the comments that he made personally in the build-up to this particular election. The question that many will be asking is that, would that not work against the candidates that he must now support? You remember that famous video. He woke up one morning, we saw that video all over social media, going after Dr. Bawumia head-on, saying that he's never seen such a big liar like him. I mean, that video will be out there. Or what the NDC would have to do will be to latch onto that.
To change their minds.
Especially within the context that what he had alleged Dr. Bawumia had said, he actually didn't say it. True. There's a video showing Chairman Wontumi actually making those comments.
Absolutely.
And so now that has all been put out in the public domain. Now, how do you go out there and campaign for this individual? The individual that you told all of us that he's not truthful, he cannot be trusted. How do you campaign now for him? So now the question now becomes that Dr. Bawumia himself, if you recall, at the signing of the peace pact, you remember his mood, his posturing.
He wasn't too happy.
We heard from his own persons who are working for him say publicly that he was not happy about the attack on him by Kennedy or Agyapong. He felt that the party should have come to his aid. The party should have done something about it. And so that is an important wave that they will have to clear. Now, there are some numbers that we have here, and I just want to show you that those numbers as we have them for now, just so that we put something within the context. We have 211 out of 333 polling stations. These are provisional numbers. Shortly, we'll certify these numbers and tell you how things actually look. But I want us to focus on the three individuals that we have here, number 1 to number 3. We see Kennedy or Agyapong doing some 27,097, that is 22.13%. Dr. Brian Agyapong, 19.21%, that is 23,516. Then you have Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, the former vice president, the former flag bearer of the New Patriotic Party, doing 56.8%. That is 69,548 over there. Now, there are some who would look at it and say that, well, he's had more than 50%, he's doing fine. There are those who also say that, well, look, it's not a commanding lead. If you put it side by side, the performance of other flag bearers, you see clearly that they are mostly way ahead of at least the first person right behind them. Then again, the subsequent ones are far off. On the other side, too, an argument could be advanced that, well, just maybe the NPP had just 3 top candidates to deal with in this particular instance. And we are going to stay on this 56.8% subsequently, because I'm going to show you a data that shows how the NPP presidential or the flag bearer hopefuls, how they perform when the party is in opposition. We are going to ignore Bawumia's first attempt at that put him in the 60s. We're going to stay on this figure, 56.8, once we have the certified final figure for all the centers to make sense of whether he's put out a much better performance or not. But what we see quite clearly is that these are the 2 individuals who gave him a run for their money. And already there are those who are asking questions that if he's looking at who to pair this time around, if he decides to change, just maybe.
Brian Agyapong?
Just maybe. Yeah.
I see.
Just
but
maybe.
Kamene, we're going to come to you on the table, because that's a narrative that may find favor, at least in the eyes of Musa Dankwa, because that's one position he's taken even prior to today. The point is about whether or not if Bawumia is going to change his position about going with the former member of parliament for Menchia South, that is Dr. Matthew Opoku Prempeh, as a running mate. If that is going to be considered, then who would that be?
But I mean, Dr. Bawumia's own story, may lean towards not changing. He was by Nana Dankwa Akufo-Addo right from the onset, 2012, then 2016.
Napo deserves a second chance.
I mean, stuck with him. In fact, especially the first outing. I mean, there were many who raised concerns about the fact that they didn't think he was a politician enough. They didn't think he was helping market. He was bringing enough numbers as he ought to. But you saw what happened in 2016.
So I'll tell you what.
But you have to keep in mind that Dr. Bawumia was not controversial as a candidate.
True.
Now, Napo, on the other hand, the dynamics are different. Even in the the dying embers of today, right? He made comments and then it was misconstrued or maybe misinterpreted or interpreted the way it was meant to be.
Should I remind you of one of them? I mean, you were talking about cabinet. You said that he's never seen
that was even just a few days ago.
As wise as Dr. Bawumia in cabinet. And there are those who are pointing out that, well, Nana Dankwa Akufo-Addo was in the cabinet as well. There were other individuals, key ministers who were all in the same cabinet.
Napo may be a liability to Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia?
I guess what I am saying is that Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, after he is announced the winner of this contest, has a lot of thinking to do. That's
true.
it.
But